Yes, we have all the historical earnings of public companies, but I need to walk you through what actually happens on the day of the earnings. What exactly is happening? Here we go. The steps are shown here. All right, so I'm going to put out in front of you, very, very beautiful stuff. Step 1. By now you know that every public company have to tell the world when they'll be announcing the earnings. Is it after the bell or tomorrow before the bell? All right, so we have all this data already. But once they announce earnings, the first thing they have to go into is what we call earnings call. They have to meet Wall Street analysts. They have to meet sometimes their shareholders will sneak into the call as well. They have to reply to the tweets. They have to do a lot of things, right? And all this discussion is captured in 2 places. Number 1 is called the management discussion filing, and number 2 is called the earnings transcript. Earnings transcript is literally the analyst asks a question, what do you feel about robotics? And then Elon Musk will reply, oh, we're going to focus on our robo-taxi, for example. Or the analyst asks Jensen Huang, how do you compete with AMD? And then Jensen Huang will say, oh, we have the Hopper super chip that is the most powerful of them all, things like that, all right? Now, all this discussion, whether it's in textual or in verbal, we have done it. We capture it in box number 1. We call it management. In 1 millisecond. I say again, we put together all the information in 1 millisecond as found in box 1. Right there. So what is happening in box 1? Let's go down and take a look. Box 1, we want to know what the management has promised Wall Street, the management of NVIDIA. Right now we are looking at NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA. First thing, there's a discussion on automotive for self-driving cars. And just now from the earlier on sharing, you already know there was a giveaway. The number 1 customer is actually Tesla, and of course you had GM, Ford, Rivian, all the EV cars. They are trying to play catch up. They are trying to play catch up because they know that if the vision of full self-drive comes into reality, and they are not in that space, they will get killed. They will get killed by Tesla overnight. Already right now, how many of you know that they got killed by Tesla the moment they agreed to let their cars charge at a Tesla charging station? Wave your hands. How many of you realize that? That is a killer move. And they are forced to accept Tesla chargers because why? It's very expensive to deploy. Very, very expensive. Now Tesla done it, and basically their conversation basically goes like that. GM, Ford, Rivian, hey, come. You can save all this money and the pain of setting up your charger by allowing your cars to charge at my station. And you can take all these savings, go into R&D, build a better EV for yourself. That's basically the conversation. No brainer. So they agreed, and right now Tesla is the default EV charger starting from North America, and very soon will be across the world, right? So automotive, done. Second, we talk about server chips, right? Huawei, Ampere, and NVIDIA is also in this space called the data center. Its presence in the data center marked by developing new products and services for AI and machine learning, and especially cloud computing providers, which Jensen Huang said in the speech, he's working in Microsoft, Google, and Oracle. That means your GPUs in the cloud. He said that already, right? And this is huge because they are competing with Amazon's AWS, Microsoft, Azure, and so on. Then the third thing is gaming. That's how NVIDIA really got started, by the crypto players for Bitcoin mining using GPUs, as well as your children playing Valerian, fighting guns, shooting each other, killing each other. And that's your GPUs in the game itself, all right, right here. And number 4 for professional visualization. This is like something new. Most of us, we don't talk about it. So that was all said and done in the earnings call. And guess what we done on box 1? We are able to compile this in 1 millisecond using large language models. And after we done that, we go into box 2. Bang! Now box 2 is very important. We call it milestones. Now milestones is where we take what they promised to Wall Street and create a checklist. Are they getting close to fulfilling what they promised to Wall Street? So you can see right here, they promise about data center, about gaming, professional visualization, automotive. And we start tracking from the day that they promised, 24th of May. And guess what? This is again using generative AI. We are able to instantly, after what they say, detect every news out there and put a sentiment behind it. Do people believe in the article or not? So you can see right now, rank number 1 is data center. They are getting close to fulfilling their vision for data center. Gaming is about 47%, visualization 44%, automotive, the rank number 4, 40%. And all the relevant news, you just click on show more news, is all shown here. You are able to read instantly on the fly and connect the dots without search, because it's already done for you. Data center, NVIDIA aims for 50 billion data center revenues in financial year 2025. Boom. Done. It's already done for you. And then go on down. Holy moly. NVIDIA to sell 500,000 Hopper 100 GPUs for AI in 2023. They are telling you how much they can produce to sell to the market. Done. NVIDIA, Jensen Huang explains how AI chips could save future data center. Done. NVIDIA steps up AI game with launch of new chip. Done. All this is already shown here. How many of you feel excited right now? Hello. This is the work of AI. Really, really painful. I can tell you the amount of work that goes behind is very, very painful. Because we have multiple discussions, multiple debates, how to build this out. So engineers have their thinking, me as the founder have my thinking, front end, back end. Engineers also have their own thinking, right? Everybody have their own thoughts. And then we try to accept everybody's viewpoints, and then finally we are able to build out something like this. So all these milestones is collecting information dynamically. That means instant on the fly. Whatever news appear anywhere, boom, enters our system here. And our system will provide rating, ranking, and categorization. Now at the same time, box number 3 is what we are really, really famous for. That means to say, since the last earnings call, 24th of May, when it spiked up about 30%, how many investors put money into the stock? We are tracking that dynamic, real time, right? So these are all the transactional data. And I mean, you can see it's like crazy, right? It's right now, universe net purchase as of quarter 2, 4.4 billion. And this 4.4 billion is like followed by universe net top 100, 2.3 billion. Even the options is 135 million, all positive, right? And these are your lead investors that putting in money on the table. Morgan Stanley, 2.2, GQG, 2 billion, JP Morgan, 1.9 billion. These are all your latest investors. 11 August, after 24th of May. So there's a big generative AI model calculation going on behind here, right? So we show you all this visually, you can understand, including tracking the management team, whether they exercise their options to own the stocks, everything we track since 24th of May. Okay? Now we come to the final holy moly part. Here we go, ready? And this is how we do it. The final part, let me just organize all the data. I just want to adjust it really, really nice. Final part goes like this. We take here box 2, and we take here box 3. This 2 becomes our input into our black box right here, and this black box is using generative AI to produce the trade GPT spike score. How high, or what's the probability of the stock price spiking up in the next earnings announcement? And that will be dated next Wednesday, 23rd of August. Right now, it's standing at 60% out of 100%. And nearing to the day before earnings announcement, you will see this meter will start to move. Why? Because every day is still collecting input of data. New input of data just keep coming in. And the almost complete input of data will be just exactly the closing bell of the day before the earnings announcement. How many of you understand this concept? With your hands. How many of you understand this concept? Where the complete data will come in just before earnings announcement. That is what we are trying to do here. Dynamic, real-time input, and push it to generative AI to predict the score.